first things first, congratulations on being named one of the 10 actors to watch.
Thank
Look
you
at
very
you
much.
getting shy already. Does it make you shy?
This kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel honored and happy to be here, but yeah.
We've been talking a little bit about Gladiator II before we started, and I saw the movie on Friday night. I know reviews are embargoed, but let me just say, my gosh, what you did in this movie was incredible.
There are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects. She must feed them.
They can eat war.
But you weren't even 1 year old when the first one came out. So had you already discovered it, or when you kind of got in this process, did you go back and how did you really?
I had seen it countless times. Like,
Okay.
to me, it's one of the movies. And Ridley's work, from Thelma and Louise to Blade Runner to Alien.
Yes.
I remember learning that the same person made all these different movies that I loved, and it was one of those moments in life where you're like, wow, a director can be so expansive. You know, they can build so many different kinds of worlds. So I was a huge fan of his work.
I mean, doing a sequel to a legendary movie like Gladiator is tough. And also knowing you're coming in with Joseph, and people in their heads in the first one think about how nutty Joaquin Phoenix was. So was there, in your all's mind, like, do we match that crazy, or how do we work on this together to bring our own level of madness?
I think at the end of the day, you have to serve the character in the story.
Sure.
And the demands of that through focus thankfully become specific. The pressure of legacy was real. I mean, it really, the responsibility felt major, I think, to all of us, and we talked about it. And
Did you?
yeah, of course. I mean, Joe and I and Paul and I would frequently, I feel, we'd turn to each other and be like, can you believe this? You know, it's really, so the fear is always a part of it, I think.
Yeah.
The fear is a real part of the creative process. I think if you want to do things that matter to you, they're sometimes going to be quite scary.
I love the fact that you said, like, the fear of the legacy does sit with you. Yeah. But then on top of that, you not only have the legacy, but you have this second movie, and you're doing it with Mr. Denzel Washington and Connie Nielsen and Pedro Pascal. So did you have that moment when you first walked on the set and you were like, or were you good from day one?
I mean, I'm not good on day 45.
You're like, I'm still not good now.
Ridley built Rome, so you walk in and you're surrounded by it.
I heard Denzel say that Ridley literally built
Rome.
Rome.
He built it. Like, you walk out and the entire Coliseum is there, and it's filled with hundreds and hundreds of people chanting at top volume. So the experience is made real, which as an actor is an amazing gift. But you do feel that pit in your stomach that hopefully enlivens you to work even harder. I will say about Denzel and Connie and these and Pedro, these like genius performers, they really they gave enormous guidance to us, and they also they're just lovely people. Yeah. So like the experience of filming it with them was so fun.
See, I think it would be very fun. Did you pick their brains a little bit, I assume?
Connie is the actress that was there and a pivotal fundamental part of the first film of why everyone is so excited about the second movie is because of Connie. And so she really shared so much wisdom on how it was made, what the experience, demystified, I think, a lot of the experience, which is a real kindness that she gave the entire cast.
Give us a little bit of insight into what it's like when you do go one-on-one with the legend that is Denzel Washington, and what those moments are like. Do you get caught up in like watching a master at work, or what are those moments like?
To me,
because we don't know.
I mean, he is. Well, you do know the experience of being moved by his work.
That is true.
And he's the greatest. And I find at the end of the day, working with someone that great they want to play. They he loves to act.
I felt that from him in
he's
this
such
movie.
It was such a pleasure every day, really.
You're gonna hear people say, because I felt this from him, I've seen all of his works. There was something about, it felt like he had a freedom in this movie where he really was playing all day, every day when you watch it. I don't know if you got that vibe from him, but it did feel like, ooh, this is a Denzel who's in his give 0 F's era and is just playing.
I would say a great actor like him, he is in the moment of the moment of the moment.
Yeah.
He's so there. And so when I get to look in his eyes and we start the scene, you feel you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
You really do.
Was there a particular high point? I mean, I'm sure there were so many, but was there something that really stayed with you from shooting the film?
I'll never forget the first day that Joe and I walked out into the Coliseum. I will never forget that.
Special. Yeah. I love that. Look in your eye, like I can feel you going back to that place and that feeling. Can we ask you about Kraven the Hunter? You're a busy fella.
Well, I know it seems that way, but I will say certain things have been made years apart. Okay. So it looks like I'm like got, a couple clones running around, but I swear it's like over the course of some years.
Well, are you ready for this madness? Because now you're a part of 2 different franchises that have incredibly like tough fan bases. Now, I mean, maybe tough isn't the word, but passionate fan bases, and you're ready to enter these 2 completely different kind of worlds.
Yeah, I think you want to bring honor and depth to every character that you play.
Yeah.
And I think working in worlds like this that have such history, there's so much to mine, and there's a lot of responsibility there. You really want to do right by filmmaker and the audiences.
Yeah. Well, you did your thing for
Thank
sure.
you.